This video will be one of the most heartbreaking but also eye-opening videos you'll ever see in your life. It's based on a Reddit thread where an elderly person was asked to share the hardest life lesson they learned too late. Hundreds of comments were made, but these are some of the most eye-opening ones. Welcome back to our channel. Let's begin. Number 8. There is no such thing as being too busy. When my dad was in his late 70s, he had just been diagnosed with an aggressive cancer and given only months to live. I was visiting him in the hospital and he was complaining about not having enough pain medication. "It's those damn nurses," he said. "They won't give me the drugs I need." I told him that he needed to let go of his anger. He replied, "You don't understand. I'm in pain and I can't stand it anymore." That's when I knew my father, who always seemed so strong, was scared. I asked if I could call his favorite nurse to talk to her. The nurse came in and I asked her, "What's going on? Why isn't he getting his pain meds?" She was kind and compassionate. "I'm sorry," she said, "but your dad hasn't asked for any pain meds. Every time I come in here, he tells me he doesn't want them because he wants to keep his mind clear. He says he doesn't want to be a drugged-up invalid. When he's like that, there's nothing I can do." I didn't know what to say to that. I tried to convince myself that everything was okay, but I wasn't buying it. After the nurse left, I confronted my dad. "Don't you want me to call the nurse back and ask her to give you some pills?" "No, I don't need your help," he snapped at me. Then he softened and apologized. "I'm sorry, kiddo. I'm just scared it hurts so much. But I don't want to lose control. No, I never liked taking pills." I said, "Dad, I think the fact that you're afraid of losing control is more painful than the pills." He thought about it for a moment. "Well, yeah, I guess you're right." For the first time in his life, he let me take control. Over the next few days, I called in different doctors and specialists, got him into hospice care, and slowly we managed his pain. One day I was talking to the hospice nurse who told me, "Your dad is amazing. He's teaching all of us about bravery and dignity." My dad passed away peacefully 2 weeks later. The last thing he said to me was, "Thank you for helping me end my life with dignity." I was wrong. You have to let go sometimes. That was the hardest life lesson he learned too late. Number 7. Don't take your health for granted. I am now 86 years old, and I've had many health problems. I had polio when I was 3 years old, and I'm legally blind. At the age of 24, I was told I would eventually go blind completely. On top of this, I've had various forms of cancer. Through it all, I've endured every test, treatment, and surgery without complaining. I've tried to stay positive and thank God for keeping me alive and giving me the strength to endure. The toughest thing for me has been watching my wife, who is 89, suffer from dementia. She doesn't recognize anyone anymore, including me, her family, or friends. This has been the most difficult situation I've ever faced. The reason I am sharing this story is to remind everyone to appreciate their health and not take it for granted. I know that even though I've had a tough life, I'm blessed to have lived this long and to have seen so much of the world. Number 6. Love is the most important thing. Looking back on my life, I realized that all the material things, money, status, and possessions don't matter in the end. What really makes life worthwhile is love, both giving and receiving it. I thought that by belittling others, I would feel better about myself. But this is not true. Reality, it only makes you feel worse, and it doesn't make you any better. As I got older, I realized that the only thing that truly matters is love. I've had a lot of love in my life from my parents, family, friends, and my husband. I've also been lucky to have a great career and to travel all over the world. But as I look back on my life, I realize that the moments that meant the most to me were the times when I shared love with others. These are the memories that I will cherish forever. If I could go back and do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't trade the pain for the world, because it taught me the importance of love. Number 5. It's never too late. I am 87 years young and I've learned so much in my life. One of the most important lessons is that it's never too late to learn something new or to start a new hobby. I retired from my job as a psychologist several years ago, but I still love working with people. So I started volunteering at a local hospice. I've met some wonderful people there, and I've learned so much about life, death, and everything in between. Recently, I started attending classes at a senior center near my home. I've always loved to write, but I never had the time to pursue it seriously. Now, I take creative writing classes, and I'm even thinking about publishing a book of short stories. I've also taken up painting again, which I haven't done since I was in college. It's so much fun to express myself in a new way, and I'm really enjoying it. The most important thing I've learned is that it's never too late to follow your dreams. No matter how old you are, you can always find new ways to learn and grow. All you need is a little bit of courage and a lot of curiosity. Number 4, hold on to your loved ones. Life goes by so fast. One day you're young and full of energy, and the next you're old and looking back on your life. Before I knew it, my children grew up and moved away from home. I miss them so much and wish I could turn back time and enjoy each moment with them while I still can. I also miss my husband dearly. We had 42 wonderful years together before he passed away 5 years ago. I often think about how lucky I was to have found such a great man to spend my life with. My advice to younger people is to cherish every moment with your loved ones. Take the time to show them how much you care and make memories that will last a lifetime. You never know when it might be the last time you see them. Number 3, learn to say no. Saying no is one of the most important things I wish I had learned earlier in life. Most of my life, I struggled with feeling like I had to say yes to everyone and everything. I felt like if I said no, people would think I wasn't a team player or that I wasn't interested in helping them. But the truth is, saying yes all the time made me resentful and burned me out. Eventually, I started to feel like I was a people pleaser, and I was always putting other people's needs before my own. This took a toll on my mental and physical health, and I started to realize that I needed to learn how to say no. It took me a long time to learn how to say no, but it was one of the best things I could have done for myself. When I started saying no to things that I didn't want to do, I freed up time in my life to focus on the things that were really important to me. I was able to set healthy boundaries with other people, and I stopped feeling like I had to put their needs before my own. Saying no also gave me the freedom to pursue my own goals and interests. I was able to take classes, travel, and spend time with the people who were important to me. Overall, learning how to say no has been one of the most valuable lessons I've learned in life. It's helped me become more assertive, set better boundaries, and prioritize the things that are important to me. Number 2, save money. I wish I had saved more money when I was younger. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I made good money, but I didn't have a strong sense of financial responsibility. I spent a lot of my money on material things, and I didn't think much about saving for the future. Now that I'm older and retired, I'm living off my savings, and I wish I had saved more. I've had to cut back on a lot of the things I enjoy doing, and I'm constantly worried about money. If I had saved more money when I was younger, I could have retired comfortably and enjoyed my golden years without worrying about money. I would tell my younger self to start saving money as soon as possible and to invest it wisely. It's never too early to start saving for retirement, and it will make life so much easier down the road. Number 1, your feelings are valid. One of the most important things I wish someone had told me earlier in life is that my feelings are valid. I grew up in a household where my emotions were often dismissed or ridiculed. As a result, I learned to suppress my feelings and pretend that I was always okay when I was really struggling. This led to a lot of emotional problems later in life, such as anxiety and depression. If I had known that my feelings were valid and important, I would have been more likely to seek help when I needed it, and to be honest with myself and others about how I was feeling. Learning that my feelings are valid has been a major breakthrough for me in terms of mental health and personal growth. I'm now able to recognize and accept my emotions, even the negative ones, and to deal with them in a healthy way. This has helped me to build better relationships, better decisions, and live a more fulfilling life. That's all for today. Let us know in the comments below the hardest life lesson you learned too late. Don't forget to subscribe to get more videos like this. Thanks for watching.